Good afternoon, all. On behalf of IOT Academy, I welcome you all for the third session of National Level Workshop on Research Paradigm and Hands-on SPSS for Beginners. Let me introduce the research person of today's session, Dr. Sami Dubey. Dr. Sami Dubey is working with Acropolis Institute of Management Studies and Research, Indore, as an associate professor. He is a postgraduate in Commerce and Management from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. He is having 17 years of academic and 4 years of corporate experience. He has worked for Vardhan Politics Limited, Indore Institute of Management and Research, and IPS Academy, Indore. At present, he is having more than 30 national and international publications in research journals and conference proceedings. Dr. Dubey has also co-authored a book named Banking Law and Practice in India. Dr. Dubey is a member of Madhya Pradesh Economic Association and Research Foundation of India. He has also been invited as a speaker by UGC Human Resource Development Center for delivering sessions on ICT tools and research methodology. With this, I hand over the session to Dr. Samir. So please.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome, sir.
First of all, I just wanted to know that how many of us are using the SPSS for the very first time. If you can please come in the chat box and please write down 0 if you have not used SPSS earlier. Okay, 1. Okay. Okay. So let us start off with this. First, let me share you how to get the SPSS. We have two different options to get the okay. So we have two different options to get SPSS. The first one is either you get a crack version of it, which I believe it is available at most of the places. But if not, then we can do one thing. You can at present or for the present use, what we can do is we can download SPSS and use the test version of it. So I am showing you how we can download SPSS. The test version of SPSS, it is valid for 30 days. Later on, you can remove it. But once, definitely one thing is required, that once you have installed this test SPSS, after this, it would not be possible for you to reinstall it. The test version of SPSS won't be possible for you to reinstall. So in case you are using it, definitely afterwards what you need to do is you need to either purchase or get the crack version of SPSS. So please try to get one. If not possible, in that case definitely I will try to provide you one. And okay, here it is. Let me share you the tab from where we are downloading the SPSS. Okay, so here is the tab. First up, here I will write IBM SPSS, and this will take us to this SPSS software. Okay, IBM.com. Just click on this, and here you will get SPSS. So this is the website from where you can get SPSS, and here it is. Try SPSS statistics. You just have to click it. It will move to another window. Here it is. The new window that will be opened will be like this. You need to create your free trial account. You can sign in with LinkedIn. You can create your own account as well. So once you created your own account, you will get the download link. Then download it and install it. Once it is installed, it will be there for 30 days. Here it is. The details are over here. It is the desktop edition for Windows. 30 days trial period will begin immediately once you get yourself registered. Then it contains all features including add-ons. It requires internet connectivity and IBM ID. Technical support is not included, and all trial register these things. For students, like here it is, you can go for a student's version as well, and that I believe is will be available at a lower cost. So that can also be approached. But in general, people used to get SPSS from either from the computer lab or from the known people. If it is not possible for you people, please do let me know so that I will try my level best to get you the link for or the downloadable link for SPSS that I will do for you. Okay, so this was it. Now, once you have got SPSS registered or you have got SPSS with you, what we need to do is, let me show you how actually it looks. And just a second. Okay. Sorry for a little bit a disturbance. Here it is. So let me show you how the SPSS will look like once you install it. Okay. So once you install it, it will look like this. Just I'm showing you. Here is the screen which I'm sharing. Just a second. Okay. Now I feel everybody can see the screen.
So it is visible.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is. The here is the shortcut shall be saved like this. So once you here it is already running over here. Let me close this with the first. Okay, and here it is. So here is your shortcut. The shortcut will look like this. Once you open the shortcut, once you double click on the shortcut, this IBM or SPSS will open up like this. Here it is. Now, since I already have opened earlier certain files as well, so these files are here, are listed in this portion. Otherwise, what we can do is you just remove this, or this is no more required, so you can just put it aside, and here we can start off with. So this is how the window will look like. This is how this is how SPSS will look like at the very first. So once again, here it is the complete menu bar is over here. File, edit, view, data, transform. Generally, we require this analyze tab, the highest. Graphs are also required, utilities, extensions, window, and help. And then you can see certain hotkeys or buttons which are directly usable from here only. Now we have three different options from here. The very first thing is we can make the data file here in SPSS directly. We can import the Excel file as well, or we can import data from one of the Excel files. So we have three different options. What happens over here is, let us do one thing. First, let me show you how to import the data. Now there is a difference between importing the data and importing the whole file. What happens is, generally when we make an Excel file, here let me show you how we used to make an Excel file. So this is the Excel file that I have already created, which for the purpose of importing from here to SPSS. So this is the file that I have already created. What happens over here is this, you can see that we have serial number, then we have gender, we have age groups over here, we have the jobs, we have experience, and we have three different variables. And these variables are basically coded on the Likert scale. So these are the Likert scale variables. So this is generally what the file that we have. What happens is the very first row, it already contains variable names. So since this already contains variable names, if you copy the data from here it is. If we are copying the data, the whole sheet, let me copy it. I have copied it, and now let me paste it in the Excel sheet, that SPSS file. What happens over here is, this is how we used to paste. So when we paste the complete file over here, what happens is this serial number, gender, age, job, experience, this has also been recorded as if it is one of the responses. First, let me explain you one thing, that the vertical or the columns here it is the column, this variable 1 or this is column. So this is basically for variable. An individual column represents one variable and the individual row represents one respondent. You can select multiple respondents, so you can select number of rows at a time as well, and you can select number of variables as well. So here it is how the variables can be selected. Okay, this is how we can select the variable. Another thing that here you can see two different things. In the left bottom side, you can see two different toggle buttons are over here. The first one is variable view. Here you will see the variable. So each row has been assigned to one variable. There are different things like name, type, width, decimals, label, values, missing, columns, align, measure, and rows. So this is basically the variable view, and the other one is data view. What happens is in data view, we will find data, and in variable view, we will find variables. We have to define variables over here as well. If you do not want to continue with any of the variables, you just have to select the variable and delete it. Normally, you can delete it with the help of delete button. Alternatively, you can here write down like you can clear it from over here. So here, once you have cleared it, it has been deleted. The result you can see here, the third variable has been removed. So this is how actually it works. Now, since we have copied the data from Excel and pasted it over here, now we do not get the we'll get this the top row or the headings row as well. Now what happens is we should not do this. Either what happens is either what you need to do, either you have to copy the data by removing or by just from the record number 1. So either you have to do this, or what we can do is alternatively we can import the data. Here it is. Now what happens? Let us do one thing. Let me first remove this, and then we shall import the whole file. Here these are the variables. I have selected them and then cleared all the variables. Similarly, in the data view, you will find now the whole sheet is empty. So what actually we need to do is just open the file button. Here is you have clicked on the file button. Alternatively, what you can do is you can use it. You can use the file from menu. This file option from the menu bar. So you can use open, you can use import data, you can use new, anything that you want. So the import data, in import data you need to specify that you need to import data from Excel file or CSV data or text data, from where you need to import the data. At present we are importing data from the Excel file. So here it is, Excel file. This Excel file is here on desktop. This Excel file is available. So let me check it. Here in, here it is on the desktop. I do have this file. This is IoT workshop, and I have to open this file now. So I have opened that folder, and this import data is over here, which is Excel file. Alternatively, if I have to open other files like other saved files as well, that files can also be opened from here. So CSV file is basically, this is another kind of data file only, but it is in a different format. So now we have this Excel file. You can open the Excel file and the file shall be imported over here. Now for the purpose of this importing, what happens is it will ask you like which sheet you want to import. At present, since I am having only one sheet, so it is importing a single sheet. Otherwise, we could have given the range, how many number of sheets you want to import. One thing, definitely you have to give the range of sheets continuously, so that data shall be imported. Now the first one is read variable names from the first row of data. If we have already written the variable names in the first row of data, then you just have to check it. Otherwise, you can remove it as well. So it will consider as if the first data, the first row need not to be copied, or it does not, or do not read the variable name. If we have already given the variable names over here, in that case, what will happen is the first row will be taken as if it is the first row will be taken as the variable name. Then percentage of values that determine data type. So it is 95, keep it up to 95 only, and then ignore hidden rows and columns. So you can ignore hidden rows and columns if there are certain hidden rows or columns, or if the data is too much, certain variables are there or certain columns are there which you actually do not want to be to appear in here in SPSS and they are of no use for you. In that case, you can do one thing. You can ignore, just hide them in the Excel sheet and ignore it from here. So once you hit OK, you will get the complete data over here. Now, whenever we are opening SPSS, any SPSS file, what happens is it simultaneously used to make two different files. The first one is this data file, this file, which is basically database file. Here we do have data, we do have variable. So here is the variable. Look what happens. Once you have imported the file, all the variables have already been named from the Excel file. Here it is in the Excel file, the first top row. This top row was of the name of the variable. So we have mentioned that these top rows will contain the variable names. So variable names have already been used while defining the variable. So the variables have already been defined now. Here it is, here is the data. So data is available here with the data sheet. Now what happens is SPSS every time used to make it opens two different files. The first one is the data sheet and the second one is the output sheet or the action sheet. Here it is. Here it is. So whatever action you take, however, by every time you log in, here a log detail is being created, and whatever action you take here in the data file, whatever you do, each and everything shall be recorded here in the second or the action file, or you can say it is SPSS viewer file. So this file is also being created. This is the output file as well. So whatever output or whatever action you take, the output shall also be displayed over here. Now, as we have imported the file, now what we have to do is, now let us do one thing. Let us create some 2-3 more variables as well, or you can do one thing. Let us have another file in which we used to create the complete file here in SPSS only. So we'll have 2-3 different variables and we'll create it. But let us first finish this file. So the serial number. What happens to the serial number? I believe that yesterday only you would have gone through different types of variables or different types of data. So what different type of variable? What is the serial? What type of variable a serial number is? Can anybody tell me? Scales also you would have gone through in the yesterday's class. So serial number is generally of no use. It is of numeric type, but it is of generally serial number is of no use. So it is displayed over here as if it is a scale variable, but you can anytime since it is of no use, you can remove it as well. Then gender. Can anybody please tell me what kind of variable this gender is?
Nominal.
Nominal variable. Okay, it is nominal variable, and it has been here. You can see it is displaying as if the type of variable is string. What happens is the type is string. Why so? Only because in data view, when you find here in data view, we have all the strings or all the data has been written over here. So it is in alphabetical format. This is the reason why it has considered it as why the variable has been considered as string variable. For our purpose, what we need to do is we need to convert this into numeric. So we have two different options over here. First thing, you can go to the data view, convert individual, all the females into either you need to code them. So we can code them as well. Alternatively, what you can do is go to the variable view and we can code it from here as well. So let us see how we can code it from here. So the second one is string, is the type. How we can like it is numeric or string or what kind of, there are different types available. Generally, in 99.99% cases, generally we use is the numeric and string variables, the string type of variables only. So we'll have these two things only. Okay, so this can be activated by clicking up this square button available over here, toggle button. So this is string at present. I am keeping it as string at present. The width is 6. So the number of characters that shall be over here, that shall be present over here. Since we have not given any number, so it has taken the longest letter or the longest word as the standard, and it has taken it. Now, since it is string, the variable, the type is string, hence no decimal places have been taken. Otherwise, in case of numerics, generally it can take some decimal points as well. The label is here. What happens is whenever we used to give a label, what happens, give the name of variable, what happens is here it is the variable serial number. Whenever there is a name we used to give, here it is SR, or whenever we give a name to the label, what happens is there are certain rules. What these rules are, like you cannot give a space in between. So you cannot give like serial number over here. Here it is. Whenever you enter a space in between, it will always give you an error message. It is variable name contains an illegal character. This is how it is showing. So this will always show an illegal character if you are using a space in between. So what you can use is you can use underscore. So this is serial underscore number. This is you can use. Here it is. This can be used. Now you cannot leave any variable blank. So this is the reason why this variable 1 has automatically appeared over here. Why? Because I have left this row blank. Okay, here it is. Let me show you once again. Let us go back. Okay, it is not going back right now. It is not undoing an action. Once you have specified or once you have defined the variable, it won't go back or it won't undo it. So once again, let me do one thing. Here, let me insert another variable. Let it be name. And once I hit the enter button, what happens? Let us see. Here it is. You can see this variable 1 and this variable 2 have been introduced by SPSS itself. Why? Because you cannot leave the variables over here. You cannot. What happens is, suppose you require a variable, suppose you require to insert a variable. Just a second, here it is. Let us insert the name variable over here just after the gender. So what happens? We need to insert over here. So we have kept my pointer on this third number row. On right click, here it is. So it is showing an insert variable. Once I click on the insert variable, a variable will be insert on the above side or on the previous row. So here this new variable has been introduced. Now I can give the name to this variable. So I have kept the name as name. The name of variable is, I have defined it as if it is a name. Whenever if I hit the enter button or I approve it, what happens is, here it is. The variable name duplicates with an existing variable name. So you cannot use the same name again and again. Okay. So here it is, name of respondent. This is I have taken. Okay. By default, it used to give a numeric type, and the width is already 8 and decimal and 2 decimal places. So this is all by default. We do not need to do anything over here. Now this label is there so that we can use the detailed name over here. How to define the label? So this name is the name, respondent is the name of the respondent. Here I can write name of the respondent. This is what I can write over here, and it won't give you an error message because now in the label column it is permissible. It is permitted to write down the detail about the label. Here it is gender, so you can write gender of the respondent. This is I can write gender of the respondent. Then age I can write, job I can write, then experience once again I can write experience in years, experience in year. This is what I can write. Then these are 3 different variables for different study purposes. Now I am removing these additional variables over here that have been introduced just for the sake of explanation. So here it is. Here it is. I have removed them. Okay. So this was label. Then after label, what happens? We get another column. It is values. So how the values can be used. So how values can be used? We can see here in the data view. You will find that we have this age. We have this part-time or full-time. We have this option as well as part-time or full-time. Then we have experience as 0 to 5 years, and then we have EP1, EP2, and EP3, three different variables which have been collected with the help of Likert scale, and it has the like here. So it has the responses like this is as A stands for strongly agree. This then this is neutral. This is agree. Then we have strongly this D stands for disagree, and SD stands for strongly disagree. Here it is. So what happens is how to fill up these values. This actually in the variable view you will find in this values column. What happens is here you will find it. Okay. So here it is. You just what you need to do. You just have to hit this. You just need to hit this square toggle button which appears over here. You just hit it and it will give you the value label. So for strongly disagree, what will give? We'll give 1 to the strongly disagree. Here it is. We have written as D, as strongly disagree. You add it to over here and this will be added. Then 2 we will give to disagree or D. What happens is this will once again be added. Then 3 we will give to neutral or N. This will be added. 4 for agree. So this will be added over here. And then 5 for strongly agree. This will once again be added over here. Once we hit OK, this is over here. Now this has been already been allotted. Now this allotment, let us see what happens in the data view. Here it is. Nothing has been changed. Now why nothing has been changed? Because in variable view, you will find that this is a string variable. We have not assigned any numerical variable. However, we have given the numeric values. So this numeric we have given. Now once again, what happens is some value labels or missing value specifications will be discarded from EP1. Let us hit OK. Here it is. Now let us go to data view. What happens? Once again over here. Why it is so? Because initially what we have done is we have not assigned these values initially. This is the reason why they have not changed. So we need to earlier code these things. This is the reason why coding is very much necessary. Editing of this data is very much necessary. So what happens? You need to code them. Now how to code them? Coding will be done very much in the very same sense. Here it is, EP1. Why it is so? It is blank. Why it is blank? Because we have not coded it earlier. If we would have coded it, definitely it would have arrived in that format only or in that view, like that. So here it is. Now we have, unfortunately, we have lost all the data because this we have coded it earlier and we have not changed it, or we have not coded it from there. So here it is. Okay. Now what we can do is we can change it. Okay. Suppose this has already happened. Now what we need to do is we need to change the data. How to change the data? We have this in EP2. What happens is we have already got this string data we do have, and we want to change it to the numeric data. So this will also, we shall also cover. Okay. At present, let us do a little bit. Just a second. Okay. So now a little bit operations on this. So this is the variable view. This is the data view. I believe everything is clear from here. Then how to code the data once again. So how to code the data is this. Now we shall be discussing how to code the data. So let us go back to our Excel file, and what we need to do is we need to code the data over here. How we are coding the data over here is we can have the data from here. Okay. So I am selecting, here it is find and replace, and let me select find what it is strongly agree. And let us give strongly agree 5 points. So now what will happen is it will replace it. We have not selected the range. We need to select the range. Here it is the range. From where we have to replace it. So here we do have find and replace. It has to be replaced with this. Here it is. Once it has been replaced, now replace all and it will replace automatically. Here it has been replaced. Okay. Okay, or let us do one thing. Let me have another set of data and we will do it over there. Okay, here it is. Let us have another set of data and We will do it over there. We do have certain other sets of data. Okay. So import, we have already imported the data. Here we have. Or let us do it here only. Okay. Just a second. So what we need to do is, once again, I am doing it once again, replace this and replace and then replace all. So it has already been replaced. This data shall actually be required there in SPSS. Okay. So strongly agree we have already replaced. Now let us replace agree with 4. Okay. So here it is 4. Just a second. Do not find the match. Okay, just a second. Here it is. We need to here it is. Now let us replace once again. It is not finding a match because of it is starting from this only. So let us start off from here. Let us try to replace it once again. So to replace A with 4. Okay. It is not replacing once again. Cannot find the match. Okay. Let us see what next we can do. Or we can directly. So what happens is basically, let me show you that we need this kind of data. We need that numerical data from here. Okay. So let us try another thing. Use it once again for replacing it the neutral with C. Let us try once again. It is not finding a match. So there is something like it is not starting from over here. So this is the reason why it is not starting. It is not finding a match. It is not finding a match over here. So let us do it. Let it be 3. Then agree will be like 4. Then 3. Here it will be neutral. So it will be 3. Then 4. Then 3. Then 4. Just a second. Here it will be neutral. So 3. Strongly disagree will be 1. Neutral will once again be 3. Strongly disagree will be 1. Neutral 3. This is neutral 3. Disagree will be 2. Just a second. 3 neutral. Let me try to replace it once again. Neutral with 3. Now it has replaced. Here it has been done. So these neutrals have been replaced. Earlier it was not replacing neutrals. So let me do it once again. Now let us assume that it will replace all the agrees. Replace the A, all A with 4. Replace all. It has made the replacement. Certain N have not been replaced. Let them replace. Let us replace them. This agree has to be on. It is P of 4. So here it is 4. Then this is 1. 4. This B will be of 2. 1. B2. Okay. So at least the first column is complete. Now here it is. Let me copy this first column because this is how we shall be using it. The first column has been copied over here, and let me let me paste the first column over here. Here you can see the values are in numerals in alphabet once again. So once here it is, you can see a toggle button over here on the top. Here A and 1 has been written. So it actually it shows you all the values and their labels. So once I change it, here you can see that these are the numbers that we have copied from our Excel sheet. So all these things shall be over here. So this will have, this will originally this will be like this, and once you have coded it, how we need to code it? Here it is in variable view once again. Here I have shown you how to code it. This is how I have coded it. So once I have coded it, what will happen is when you go to the data view, when you will toggle it, you will find the alphabetical value, and when you toggle it once again, and you will get the numerical values of the very same variable, for the very same variable. Here it is. So this is how it actually works. Now let us do one thing. Now let us have another file and use some other operation. This is actually how the file is being created. So here the file is being already created, and now what need to do is, okay, here is the file, and now let us sort some cases. So I have already this file for sorting the cases. Here it is. Okay, so here it is. This is the file over here, and what we can do is we can sort out the cases. Let me show you first the variable view. Here is the variable view. Here it is the serial number in numeric. Here it is, and the variables have also been, the scales have already been defined over here. The scale variable, it is on scale. Then the name is string, but it is generally of no use, so we have given it nominal. Then all other things we have kept on the scale variable. However, these can once again be changed. So here it is. Let us go back to the data view. Now what we do is we used to sort the cases. How to sort the cases? We need to go to this data tab, and here we do have, you can find lots of these commands over here, or actionable statements over here, but we do not have to, we won't need to actually come across with all of these things. Only some of them shall be required. The very first thing that we require over here is the sorting of cases. So here we are sorting the cases. What you need to do is you need to sort the cases. How to sort the cases? Let us sort on the basis of age. So here it is, sort by age, either in ascending or descending order. So whatever, in whatever way you want to keep it, you can keep it in that way. Then save file with the sorted data. So whether you have to save the file as well in the sorted data, or you do not need. So if you do not need it, we can simply leave it over here, and we just, when you click OK, this log will show you that the action has been done. What action has been done? Here it is. This is the data set, and this sort cases by age. So this is the cases have already been sorted. Here you can see the sorted file. So as we have kept it ascending order, so the age is there in ascending order, and the whole file, the whole data has already been sorted out according to age. So you can use it wherever it is required for sorting of the data, first thing. Then after sorting of the data, what we can see next one is here. Sometimes we need to split the file. Sometimes we need to split it into different, the file need to be split into two different parts. So what happens is you can compare it in different groups, like age, marital status. We can use marital status. Let us use marital status. Or here it is. What do you want to do? You want to compare the groups. You want to organize the output by groups. What exactly do you require? If you want to compare the groups, then marital status, select marital status, and here it is used. So this is over here. Then sort the file by grouping variables. Here it is. If the file is already sorted, you can use this file is already sorted, but our file is not sorted on marital status. So we are now, what we are doing is we are just splitting the file into two different parts. So here it is, on the basis of marital status, the file shall be split. Here it is. Now file layered by marital status. Now let us once again see the data file. Here you will see that the very first thing, here you will see the marital status as 0. Here it is. So after toggle, you will once again see the alphabetical value. So here marital status is not married or unmarried people are over here, and then the marital status with yes or the married people are over here. So the file has already been into two different parts. Okay, the marital status yes or marital status no. So this is how we used to split the file. Okay, now another thing that we require is basically here it is in transform that we used to require. What we used to require is we need to, if suppose the file has been sorted according to this. Now what we need to do is sometimes we need to recode the file. Sometimes we need to recode the file, and how to recode the file is over here. Like in here it is in age. Okay, now what happens? We need to recode the file. Okay, and how to recode the file is, let me show you how to recode the file. Here it is. So what we need is we need to recode into, we have two different options. The file shall be recoded and this variable shall be replaced by another variable or the target variable. Alternatively, what we can do is another variable can be added to these number of variables. This is what we used to do in recoding. So now let us do. Now let us recode. First recode into different variables. So what we need to recode? Let us recode age. So here it is. We are recoding age. Okay. The age has been recoded. The where we or what we need to recode the age. Let us recode the age to be like let us have it like this, let us make a range of it. Generally, we use ages in different ranges or in different, like we make at present the age is in string, it is in numeric form, and we might require someone like suppose we want to have two or three different groups of people of different ages. Then what happens is we need to recode it. How to recode it? Like we have taken it age, and then we can take it as age group, or here it is in age group. So age group shall be, we can have some 2-3 different age groups over here. So this is the name of the variable. We need to define, we need to express the value, the label or the name of it. So it will be age group. Okay. Once you hit the change, it will be changed to age group. Now what we do is we have to select, or we have to rearrange the values. So old and new values shall have to be seen. The value has to be changed. So the value we shall be changing. Now what happens is the next value for old to new, what we'll do is range value. We have different options over here: system missing, system or user missing, then range over here we do have. And what we can do is, here it is in range, lowest true value. So let us have it like lowest to 30. It shall be one age group. Or lowest to 40 shall be one age group. Sorry, lowest to 40, 0 to 40 shall be one age group. So here it is. Let us change it. Here it is. Continue. So old and new values. Yeah. Range shall be the value system missing, copy and this. No, sir. It is range from lowest to 30. Suppose. Okay. And what we need to do is, just a second. I have missed this if button over here. So the optional case, what we need to take. So it includes if cases, if the case used to satisfy a specific condition, then what we need to do is age of the person. So here we will take age of the person, and let us age, if the age is greater than or equal to, suppose let us take the age is, minimum age is there is 10. So let us take as if greater than or equal to 5. Let us continue with this. Here it is. So age group over here we have already taken age, and age group we have taken We have changed it. Now let us come to the values over here. So range is the lowest through. So lowest through shall be 5. Here it is. Here it is. So just a second. Old and new values over here. Lowest through value. So lowest through 30 shall be the first to continue. Just a second. Value we need to take. Okay, just a second. Means I feel that this file is not properly responding for this. Just a second. Here it is. Let us come back over here. Let it be age group. The age group over here. Let us. It has been already been changed. Then old and new values. Okay. So age is this. Include if case satisfies the condition. Age is greater than or equal to 5. Then continue with this. Old and new values we do have to. Old value, like the range will be lowest value through 30. This shall be the range. And the new value will be like the age group. Let us take the first age group be 1. Now add it over here. You will get the lowest to 30. 0 to 30 will be named as 1. Then we need to go to range. Here it is. Now let us give the second group name. It is 31 to 50 suppose, or 31 to 60. 31 to 60 we will group. We will give it the value 2. We will add it over here. Then 61, or you can say one thing that from 61 onwards. So rather than range, let us go to here range value through highest. So 61 through highest, it will be named as if 3, and we can. Oh, sorry, we have not added it. So here we have one thing which I would like to tell you is that rather than giving this 1, 2, or 3 values, what you can do is you can give the name young, mature, and old. That can also be done over here. Let us do with this. Let us remove it, and now here it is. Range through highest. So 61 through highest. Let us give the value old. It won't take here because it will definitely take the numerical value only. So this is the reason why we need to give this value, or yes, 3, we need to give 3 over here. So this shall be added. Now continue with this. Here we have continued. Everything is on is properly being set, and once you hit OK, you will find that this operation has been done. Now let us go to the file, data file, and you will find that this new age group has already been made. A new variable has been added as if it is in the age group. So whatever age group, depending upon the age, a group has already been created. This is how we used to recode, and we have recode. We have 2 different options, as I told you. Recoding is into 2 different options. We have recode into same variable, but if we recode in the same variable, this age group would have overlapped on this age, or we have this age group in a different variable. So we have got a different variable from over here. So this is how we used to recode it. So these are basically the things that we generally use that are basically used for SPSS. Apart from this, let me show you some 1 or 2 more commands that we generally do. So here it is. This is a data on which we used to compare or we have certain kind of computations over here. So let me show you certain computations over here. How to do the computations? We already have this data. This data is like we have serial number, then we have index number, we have the number in 5 different subjects, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is Tamil, English, science, math, science, social science. So now we need to add another variable, and let the variable be total mark. We have to get the total marks of all these students. So how to get the total marks of all these students? Here it is. Let us use it from here. In transform menu, what you need to do is you have to go for compute variable, and then a new name of this variable need to be given. So let the name of variable be total. Here it is. Then here it comes type and label. So the label will be total marks. Total marks will be used, then it is of numeric type definitely. Now we can continue, and how we will use it. So what we need to do is we need to use this Tamil, then add, here it is, plus, then English, here it is, English plus, you can drag and drop these things as well, plus math and plus social science. Here it is. So total marks are over there. Here you can use it. So once you hit OK, it has already calculated total marks, value label, total marks have already been created. Let us go to the data set and you will find that total marks have already been created. Now, apart from this total marks, what you can do is you can create here in the new variable with the help of that recode option. That recode option, what you can do is you can create the grades of the students over here as well. You can calculate the percentage, you can calculate different things over. All these things can be calculated. So here it is. We in transform, we have compute variable and we have all these variables. We do have logical separators as well. So we can use certain logical separators. In general, logical separators are not used, and this is the reason why we are not taking it in our workshop right now. So these are very basic things, how to compute the new variable or calculate a new or introduce a new variable by computing it with the help of 2 or 3 different variables. This is how we need to get through. So now if somebody is having any kind of queries, questions or so.
The session is open for discussion now.
Yeah. So session is open.
And
Like
we want
it was all about some very whatever I have discussed today is all about the basics of SPSS, how to make a file, how to import the file, and how to make some very simple initial calculations. Now some advanced level of calculations like descriptive statistics or so that we shall be discussing tomorrow.
The session is open for discussion. You can unmute and interact with the resource person,
Yeah.
Post your questions in the chat box also. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now I feel that questions are not there. So either the whole session is properly being understood or otherwise. Okay.
So we understood a bit. Only the thing is, once we practice, then we will be.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So this data set I will be sending this data set. So you can use this data set as well. You can use these 3, 4, 5 files I do have. So for the initial stages, for the initial calculations, you can use them. You can use like how to code the different files, how to code different variables, that can be used.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We just got to know about the basics at least, like how does it function basically.
Yes.
So that we have got. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
I don't feel so. I feel that now we can wind up now.
Yes, sir. Sure. I think there are no more questions. Shall we wind up, sir? Shall we wind up, sir?
Sure. Why not?
On behalf of IOT Academy, I thank Dr. Sami, sir, for the interactive and innovative session, sir. It was a really enlightening and interesting session. And we thank you once again for the amazing presentation. Thank you very much for your efforts, sir. I thank all the participants for joining the session today. Thank you all, and thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Kindly submit the feedback form using the link that has been posted in the chat box. Thank you all. Please submit your feedback using the link that has been posted in the chat box. Thank you all. Have a great day.